A recent project by the Stanford Center on Longevity in collaboration with the Society of Actuaries, boy, there's a group you want to hang out with at a cocktail party, has done a study about those individuals who are falling short in their retirement income. Welcome back to the Ray Lucia Show. I will be asking Mr. Pastula about this because I think he may have an equally good solution. Not necessarily better, because I think we're all in, we agree with this report. In either event, the report contains estimates showing that if a 65-year-old delays drawing down retirement savings for 5 years until age 70, they can increase their total retirement income by 25 to 34% or more. This is possible even if they make no additional contributions to savings or accrue any additional investment earnings during the 5-year period. Now, I agree with that. Social Security goes up automatically, but your products, some of the products that you and your firm represent, do that automatically, do they not? Whether the market goes up or the market goes down, the income base compounds at 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever percent.
Well, there's a whole number of different factors, areas where what you just said apply. But I think the thing that's the most interesting is that the number one reason for the simple increase in monthly income that you get by waiting, say, from 65 to 70 is your aging.
You cut your life expectancy by 5 years.
Big part, that's right. A big part of an annuity income is determined by your life expectancy. Obviously, you got less years expectancy at age 70 than you do at 65. So here's what they do. In simplified terms, obviously, I'm not an actuary but the point is that you they take the money that you deposit and they divide it by the number of years you have left to live actuarially. Okay, in simplified terms, they do that, and then they add an interest factor to it, and voila. That's the amount that they can pay you every year. So let's say you have 10 years to live. You're at 75, your life expectancy is 85. You take $100,000, divide that by 10. You have $10,000 each year, plus another 1 or 2% that they can give you from the interest that they earn. And so now you've got $10,570 a year that you can take. That's a 10%. That's a 10% return on your money. Now, I simplified it way too much.
It's not a return; it's a distribution.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But let me ask you a question about that, because if I were you and selling these products, would I not go after some marathon runners, hang out at the broccoli counter at the grocery store and find all these health nuts that, excuse me, they're not nuts, all right? They're very diligent with respect to what they eat, unlike the boys over there that are eating cookies and lasagna and meatballs right now. But I will say this, for individuals who have longevity in their family history, who take good care of themselves, why wouldn't you add this to the portfolio of stocks and bonds?
Yeah, the insurance companies don't care because they do so many that, so many people, so many individuals, that it all averages out for them. So they're not picking and choosing here or there.
But does that not give you a little adverse selection? If you're running 6 miles a day, you're likely, and your blood pressure's low enough.
It gives you an advantage. That's right.
That's like going to Vegas and counting cards.
Right. It makes it more advantageous to own an annuity income if you are you've got a family history of good health, if you are in good health. We have a couple of annuities that we haven't triggered the income yet, my wife and I, but will at some point in time, and they're in her name, and she's the annuitant. because, you know.
You're expecting to die before her?
Well, she's going to live a long time. Her mother did, and she's in perfect condition, and she plays tennis.
Does she wear her seatbelt?
All the rest of stuff, and wears her seatbelt.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, stopped smoking long before I did, and
you guys both smoked?
Yeah, women perfect, you know.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to get a hold of Gene, go to safemoneymonitor.com. Have him throw some information at you. At the very least, this needs to be part of the examination of your portfolio, because failure to do this is defying the logic that we've learned and gained from volumes of research on this subject by academics, finance professors all around the world. They don't agree on just about anything, but they do agree on this kind of product diversification. SafeMoneyMonitor.com. Now, Gene, we talked last week, there are individuals who are better off buying an annuity, say older individuals, because of what you were talking about, the mortality credits and so forth. But the younger people under, say, age 50 are actually better off in many instances buying a life insurance policy and utilizing the life insurance policy to finance tax-free income. Annuities don't create tax-free, they create potentially tax-favored income, but a life insurance policy can actually create tax-free income with earnings potential that might even be higher than that of an annuity. Talk about that.
Well, and you know, that plus the fact that when you're younger, let's say even down to your 30s and 40s, you don't typically, most people don't typically have $25, $50, $100,000 to invest in a particular investment or whatever. So what they're really looking for is a way of accumulating deposits, annual deposits of additional money and building up a retirement nest egg, okay? That's, you know, so that's really number one. And then number two is, is there something that can give me a decent rate of return, a decent result, if I do this? And you know, obviously bank accounts and that sort of thing ain't gonna cut it. You know, so typically mutual funds have been the way. But they have their tax implications and all the rest of the stuff, and a lot of them are, I mean, a lot of people have had poor results for one reason or another. But if you look at an insurance contract that's designed specifically for accumulating money inside the account to be spent by you, by the insured, in retirement, what you have now, and they're really fine-tuned now, that you can accumulate money at a rate of return that is much higher than anything in the savings realm. It's invested by the insurance company in a manner that allows you to receive higher income when the stock market goes up in a positive market, and never have to lose any. I'm talking about higher rate of return, I'm sorry, as the stock market goes up. And when it goes down every few years for a year or two, you don't lose. You keep what you've accumulated, and then when it starts going back up again, then your income goes, or your interest rate goes up.
They say the best thing that you can do when investing is not necessarily try to make more, it's to lose less. And the best way to do that is to have some kind of a floor on your investments. And you see that the big banks do this all the time. And last week we discussed a retirement plan for Jim Harbaugh that is funded with this kind of a life insurance policy to the tune of deposits of $2 million a year. Now, I would imagine that a guy like Harbaugh's got all kinds of financial advisors giving him financial advice. Why would he settle, and his advisors settle on this kind of a product?
In addition to being able to accumulate money at a respectable rate of return over a period of time by putting installments in as you wish, the insurance contract, properly designed, allows the money to accumulate each year without any tax, and most importantly, come out at the other end without any tax. And what's ever left over when you pass away will go to your heirs without any tax. So once that money goes in there, you'll never see a tax again. That's the beauty of it.
You may be a candidate for either or both of these concepts. Check out Mr. Gene Pastula at safemoneymonitor.com. I promise you he will not bite, but he will give you tons of really good advice. 800-809-6783. And remember product diversification. In these times where bonds are seemingly overvalued, stocks may be overvalued, we don't know, but certainly having product diversification can help you reduce the cost of retirement. We'll be back.